Hi everyone, it's Andrea with the Adria Black Art Studio, and today I'm kind of showing you a glimpse into my bullet journal. I have really missed my bullet journal, and I kind of slacked off at the end of the year and I didn't use one, and I've not been doing well with that one. So I decided to make one for this year to get it back out again and start using it. And so this is actually a Leuchtturm, what's the number on it? 1917. And I've used it for several years actually. I did really well when I first started bullet journaling, and I would fill up a whole one in about 3 or 4 months. But for the last several, and I am really bad about filling out my index, which is not good. For the last several years, I have used this one for several months at a time, and then I taper off again. And so this was my 2017 calendar and goals, forward planning, and that kind of thing. So I tried to keep it simple for this setup so that I wouldn't procrastinate quite so much on actually doing my setup every month, because it had gotten a little overwhelming. I was doing like 20 pages worth of just setup for the month, and that was way too many and did not simplify my planning process at all. So I've just clipped together the older years with a binder clip so that I've got, this is all not laying flat now for some reason. Oh, because I got the index in there. So I'll fix that later. So instead of doing a calendar that shows me the whole year like this, I decided to combine my yearly calendar and my forward planning so that I can kind of keep track of some of my priorities that I've got going on for that month and so on. Gives me some room to plan out themes and that kind of thing. And I just color-coded the months a little bit there. And I also included the first 4 months of 2019 so that as I learn things here that I want to do differently for next year, I know when I need to start doing that. Like, once again, I slacked off on developing my Valentine's Day collection or promoting it in any way whatsoever and completely missed that boat for this year. So now I know that I need to do that in January, or probably even right after my final shipping date in December would probably be best, but I slacked off on that. So then I have my book log of books that I'm going to read for the year. I've got, I think, between 40 and 42 on here that I've sketched out, and once it's full I can always make another one. I do read a lot of books when I'm reading, but I read in phases. So like, I've already read one book this year. It was actually an audiobook. The House of the Four Winds by Mercedes Lackey and James Mallory, however you pronounce his last name. Anyway, and I've actually now read 2 more that I need to add on here since I set it up. And then I have my monthly calendar for February because, again, I slacked off and I didn't do it for January, so this is kind of like my yearly setup plus February that I've got going on. So those are the only 2 spreads that I decided to keep. I'm counting this as one spread. One idea. So I've got my forward planning and I've got my book log. Those things will continue throughout the year, and the rest of it I've pretty much just got like monthly things. So I've got my calendar. I like having a calendar where I can keep track of everything that's going on, since I do my weekly pages as that week comes up. I still need to figure out what my goals are, which is not probably good because it is the 7th today. We're almost a week into the month and I still haven't figured out what my goals for the month are going to be, and it's a short month anyway. I included a quote here because my word of the year is intentional, so I want to keep that forefront in my mind, especially being intentional with my time. And says, guard your time fiercely, be generous with it, but be intentional about it, which I think really played into my word of the year. And then this is going to be my weekly spread layout. I'm going to use this method for a while and see how I like it. So I've kind of got like my bullet lists here of things I need to do, and then just a short little blurb about the day. So this was the first week, including the last 3 days of January and then the first 4 of February there. So this is my first full spread for just February, and I've included the weather, I've included how much snow we're getting this week. It has been snowing like crazy here. And then I also included kind of a month at a glance, and the weeks highlighted there, and another quote about intent and being intentional. And then this is where like my dailies and my notes will be. So it's a really simple setup for this month. As I get back into bullet journaling, I'm sure I will add additional monthly spreads and that kind of thing, but I just want to make sure that I'm keeping it really simple and actually keeping the intent, like the purpose of my bullet journal forefront, which is to help me manage my time and not to take up vast amounts of my time, because I already don't have enough time. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you will stick around so you can see my progress with my bullet journal throughout this coming year of 2018. And yeah, so I will talk to you guys later. Ta-ta for now.